I'm starting a brand new business from scratch and I'm going to post the entire thing on YouTube. I'm not talking about Amazon dropshipping or some type of e-commerce get-rich-quick scheme. I'm talking about building a legitimate bona fide business around a brand new product that I've invented, and I'm going to videotape the entire process from start to finish and take you along with me. Hey there, so today's video is a little bit different from some of the material that I've been posting so far, but I'm really excited about this new video series. Before I get into the details of the actual business that I'm going to be starting, let me lay out the premise of this a little bit. So each week or every 2 weeks, I'm going to come out with a new video discussing a new aspect of what it takes to start a business. I'm based here in Ontario, Canada, and some of what I'm going to be discussing is going to be only relevant here because the legal jurisdictions elsewhere could have different processes for, seeking business registration, looking for patents and protecting intellectual property, and so on and so forth. That said, I do think that a lot of what I go through will be relevant to anybody, no matter where they are in the world, because some elements of starting a business just don't change. It doesn't matter what jurisdiction you live in, everyone's going to have to deal with some of the same challenges. So I'm going to take you, the viewer, behind the scenes with me and show you everything that I'm doing at every stage of starting a business, from idea generation to, intellectual property protection, looking at copyrights and patents, designing a prototype, manufacturing a prototype, looking at where I can actually manufacture the finished product, then testing the market, creating a Kickstarter campaign, potentially bringing this product to market, trying to get some real sales, some real revenue, and then trying to actually grow the business. As far as I can tell, there isn't really anybody doing this on YouTube. I've seen plenty of folks pushing out content that discusses how to start a business in general, but you have no idea if they actually practice what they preach because it stays vague and general enough that they don't actually get into the specifics of it. And no one ever actually shows you behind the scenes what they're doing. How do you file for a patent? How do you draft up a business plan? How do you create a Kickstarter campaign? What are the actual numbers? And I'm going to take you behind the scenes with me, at every step of the way. I'm going to show you my financials, my projections, and my actual revenue, my expenses. I'm going to discuss my profit margins and my strategy for pricing. So literally everything that I do. The only thing that I'm going to withhold, at least at the very beginning, is the specifics of the design and the concept of the idea itself until I get my intellectual property protected. And then once I have that, I'm going to take you fully behind the scenes. But aside from that, I am going to show you every single thing that I'm doing and discuss every step of the way what it's taking me to start this business. Now, I want to be totally clear right from the get-go that this is not going to be a how to start a business series, because I'm going to be learning as I go along. And I don't actually have the expertise to try and pretend like I know what I'm doing. I'm probably going to make a ton of mistakes. And what this is going to be more is just a learn with me as I go along. And potentially I might fail. This whole entire idea might flop. I might waste thousands of dollars designing and developing a prototype only to discover that there's no market demand for what I'm envisioning. And if that's the case, so be it. At least you can potentially learn from my mistakes. And maybe this business will actually succeed. Maybe the product that I've come up with is something that people actually want to buy, and maybe I actually make money off of this. And maybe this becomes a sustainable lifestyle supporting business. And if that's the case, then people can probably take a lot of lessons out of that as well. We will see what happens. At this point though, you might be wondering, what is this business idea? What is this product that I've come up with that I think has the potential to actually make money and become a legitimate bona fide business? Well, I'm not going to be able to give you the exact specific details today because I haven't applied for patents yet in Canada and the US. And so until I protect my intellectual property, I'm going to have to keep my cards close to my chest. That said, what I can tell you is that I've come up with an idea for a new type of pet carrier for cats and potentially small dogs. It's something that's not really revolutionary. It's not something that's going to be a billion-dollar business, but I believe that if there is market demand for this product, it has the potential to sell and it has the potential to become a sustainable business. So we'll see. Why pet carriers? Well, I have a cat, you see, and sometimes that cat can be uncooperative, let's say. And I know that there's a lot of uncooperative cats out there that resist their owners' attempts to get them into a pet carrier so that they can be taken somewhere. And when a cat doesn't want you to do something, it's quite difficult to get them to do it. So I've thought of a new way to facilitate easy entry into a pet carrier. And I've done a preliminary search of the patent database in Canada and in the US. And as far as I can tell, there's not a North American patent currently for what I'm envisioning. And so that leads me to believe that there's an opportunity here for me to explore whether or not I can actually create this product and make a legitimate business out of it. I do think that this idea has the potential to make a decent amount of money, and I'm willing to spend a little bit now to see how far I can take this. It's going to be an interesting experiment, and documenting it and sharing it is also going to be interesting. I'll probably make myself look like a fool, but who knows? If anybody, while watching this series, has advice, tips, or tricks that you want to share, or if you think that I'm doing something totally wrong and that I should stop and pivot and do something else, please let me know. I think that would be incredibly helpful. Anyways, that's all I'm going to say about this today. Next time, I'll come back and share with you a little bit more of the backstory of why I'm starting this business. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.